Hello friends, it's Cindy Brumbaugh from CindyLeeBDesigns.com, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I am going to show you a new bundle that's coming out in the online exclusives in November 2025. It's called Banner Sayings, because there's a lot of sayings that go in a banner. So I used all three of the banners on this card, and I'm using an easel card I did see Julie Baca use. I thought it was really cute, and I did different measurements on mine because it fit my paper and my needs, and I liked it. It's a little smaller because this doesn't go up as high. So thanks for the inspiration for this card, and I'm going to do mine a little differently. So the banner sayings, we're using the new packaging from Stampin' Up. I do like that I don't get the glare on it from, and it's very slimlined. And actually this is the stamp set and we've got the bundle there. So I'm going to show you a little thing I did because these stamp sets, we're used to a different way of doing things. When it opens up there, oh, here it's over on this side. Okay, when you first open it up, your sentiments are on this outside, so you'd have to kind of go through and make sure that you're not losing any of them. So what I found to do is before I took anything off of here, so I have a lot of these off, before I took anything off of this, whenever this piece, you know, it comes loose there, I took this piece and I inked it up and I stamped it on the back of this. So this is the front, you open it up, and on the back of that I stamped it. And then I taped it down. I used a one of those types of tape, that acid-free type. Actually, if I did it over again, I probably would put something underneath it, but I did already do that, so that's that. And then whenever I go back, I can always just put my stamps down and then put this on top of there, and then it easily lets me see that I've got all the stamps that I need. So I do have some out for this card, so that's why that, but that's a little hack that I thought would help me to do that a little bit easier. So banner sayings, you've got in here words that could go for sympathy or thinking of you, for birthday, thanks, congratulations, you did it, here's to you. So really versatile set. So let me show you how I made this little easel here. I just love how petite it is. It's just like cute and like just so sweet. Okay. So here we are with a piece of old olive here, because I'm using the, I do believe it was the Delightful Floral. Oh, I can't remember. It's the paper that had that really pretty wishing die cut with it. And so we took a piece of this cardstock, and it's 4 1/4, so it's going to be half of a sheet. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. So I didn't have to trim it down. I just cut it in half this way, the 4 1/4. So half of your 8 1/2, 4 1/4. Okay, so then I went and I scored, and this is where my measurements are a little different. I love to work with 1 inch because I always have 1 inch strips laying around. So, and I also like to cut my paper wisely, and 4 by 4, 3 by 4, those all work into a nice 12 by 12 piece, and you get the most paper, most bang for your buck there. So what I did was I scored this at 1 1/4 and then at 2 1/2, and then I wanted it to be 4 1/4 here, so I went to 6 3/4. So 1 1/4, 2 1/2, and 6 3/4. Then that gives me a 4 1/4 inch section to work with here. It gives me 1 inch section here, and I always have strips of 1 inch, and then this would make a 4 inch piece of DSP. And now I just wish I could remember that paper. Oh, delightful. The stamp set's Delightful Wishes. I just had enough of it left, but I think I wanted to use it up because I had it, but I think I want to order some more before it's gone because it's gorgeous. So here I'm going to put this pattern on the back here, and it kind of goes both ways, but it's the pattern. This is pretty too. I considered, and I actually did on this card, use this back because I thought my papers would clash, and I ended up putting this on top of it because this was just, I don't know, just a little, I guess actually now that I have it all put together, I don't know. I don't know. It does look pretty. Anyhow, we're going to use this piece. Okay, so let's get some glue. Though it really would be cool to show you. You could use either one. I don't know. I do like the floral, but this is pretty as well. Has little dots on it. Real pretty. So we're going to put that right on the inside here. Your eye's mostly going to see the top and the right and left, but it does fit in there nicely. And like I said, you're going to get 9 pieces out of a 12 by 12 whenever you make this 4 by 4. Okay, and then this piece here. Now this pattern is in this DSP pack, but I didn't have enough of it to do what I needed to do. And so I just went into that paper, Woven Textures paper, and this looks real pretty with it. So we're going to, now, this piece is going to be 4 inches, but you're going to have a mechanism that's going to, which you need to do first. This mechanism is 1 1/4 because it matches this, 1 1/4. So I kept it 1 1/4, and it's 10 inches because I wanted it a little shorter, but you're gonna put that on first because you wanna cover it up with the DSP. So a little trick here, if you're using your grid paper, you can put, because this is 1 1/4 and your card is 4 1/4, you have 3 inches. So whenever you go to put this on, just measure at 1 1/2. Okay, so you'll have 1 1/2 on each side. Okay, so at the 1 1/2, you can take a little pencil mark and pick it up a little bit. And the same thing over here. Go to 1 1/2. And you can put it right there because you're covering that up. But that gave you a nice even on both sides. So we're gonna put some glue on here, right in the middle. It actually can go the whole way to the top and the bottom because you're going to be covering this up. So now just put right where your pencil marks are, and you're gonna have essentially the same amount on both sides. You're gonna glue that down. Okay. And then this goes over to this side. And I would just put a little bit of glue down here. It's not a real measurement, but you wanna give yourself a little bit of some wiggle room there. But just kind of keep this straight here. And it's gonna be open here. Okay, it's only glue down on the bottom, okay? So that is the easel part that keeps your card together, okay? Now we're gonna work with these pieces of DSP. They look about the same, but one is a little bit bigger or smaller, depending on, you might change up. Oh, it's the day they're mowing the grass. I bet you can hear that out there. Okay, so we're gonna put this piece, it's 1 inch by 4 inches, and we're covering up. I thought your eye wouldn't see this, but you know what you could do? You could trim this down if you wanted to, because I did 10, scored it at 5, so that I had 2 pieces. But if you wanted to, you could trim this piece down a little bit to take this off here. I don't really think you notice it, but if you did, go ahead and do a 10, a 1 1/4 by 10, score it at 5, and you could just take a little bit off here. And if you put this on first, this piece would just only go down to there. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, but I don't think you really see it there. 1 inch by 4. Now this piece, when I originally made this card, I made this to fit so that I would see a section here. Maybe you want to put your maybe you want to put like that new Just Because stamp set. Maybe you want to put that across there. Oh, I see something happen in my future. You could have this, it looks real neat bordered, but you're going to be, on this card, we're going to be covering it up. Okay, here we go. And so this piece is 1¼ inches wide by 3 5/8. I just measured what my section was, and I just put 1/8 of an inch on each side, and I do believe it is 3 5/8. Remember, when we're looking at the eighths, those are the 2 little marks. I guess we can't see it on there. I have to get a wooden ruler. Okay, so now we've got the fun part of that easel right there. Doesn't that look pretty? Now on this one, I used my stylish shapes, and I did 2 circles, and I used another really pretty pattern in there that has pool party in it. Now this one, I'm going to use a square because I thought, why not match up the square on this card? Okay, so now that means I'm going to put the glue on here because I don't want to get any glue on these edges and stick my card closed. So I'm just making my eye look at this and knowing that this is a square. So just kind of eyeball it so that it looks like it's in the middle, because remember, this is 4 1/4. This is 4, so this is a square, so that's going to fit on there. Okay. And then I use the next size down of the stylish shapes, and look how pretty. Those didn't even clash. I mean, I thought they were going to, but we're just going to glue that on. And this one has the pool party in it, which was nice because then I could use it as an accent color on the card and really jazz it up. So I'm going to put that pretty floral right there in the middle. And remember, when I'm making a card, you may be super excited because you have that stamp set and you have that paper and you can just case away. However, also get those wheels turning in your head of like, what color, what paper do I have and what would fit in here, and use the template there. Okay, so now we have that cute square, and I mean, it's like 2 different looks to it, but I do like that square. Okay, so what I did here is whenever you see the stamp set online, when it comes out in the November online exclusives, you're going to notice they did a card that had these sentiments made this way. So I'm going to show you how I just stamped them. Now, this I did find very easy to stamp these sentiments. I popped them all out at one time. And then these sentiments, because it's photopolymer, which all of our stamps are going to be photopolymer now, it's going to be so easy just to pop them right in there. But I already have them done, and so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on. I'm using the, there we go. I don't want it to be too gluey. So I'm going to put this right under the word, kind of center it under the word "You Are Loved" on the middle banner. So whenever you use this banner punch, there's a long one, which, oh my gosh, this is going to be great because you're going to be able to use this with so many different stamp sets. And so you've got the "I'm here for you, you are loved," and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom part of this one. And you can mix and match these, especially with this card. You could have used anything for this. And then I'm just putting that there. And you've got "Sending my love, you are loved, I'm here for you." And then I'm going to turn it over and just put a piece of Scotch tape on the back just to hold those sentiments together for me. Just put a little piece of Scotch tape there. Then I'm going to put some dimensionals under there. One, 2, 3. Okay, and we're going to just pop that in the center of the square. And of course, we need some funsies there. Oh, darn. You know what? Make sure you go to my blog. Underneath the YouTube description, there's a link. You just press it pops you right over there. I used some of the Dots for Days. I think they're retired, but they're really pretty colors. They have Pool Party in them, and they have the Crushed Curry, and I was going to use them on here, but I don't have them right here with me right now. Okay, now the other thing I wanted to do is I used another product that I've had laying around here, and it was Pool Party. You could pull any color out here, but I just thought it would be really pretty and fancy to put a really big bow up here. And you know what? I tried to use a really big ribbon, and my fumbly fingers were just not working that day. And so I ended up finding this Pool Party that I had, and it was a sheer ribbon. So I think what would be really pretty on here too is if you wanted to introduce gold onto this card, you could use our really pretty striped gold, or our the mesh one we have right now that's so pretty. Okay, cooperate with me here. Okay, tying bows on line in front of everybody. That's enough to get you crazy. Okay, so let's get that Pool Party ribbon there, and then just play around with it. I was generous with myself and did like 18 inches of ribbon, but I want to get it really looking pretty. And if I don't get this one pretty on right now, you can see how this one's really pretty. So let's get that. I think one of my problems is I have ink. I have adhesive on my fingers right now, so it's really, my fingernails are sticking to it. Okay. Oh, there we go. Maybe this way it'll work a little better. Whichever way. I might actually have to force this to, I don't know, I kind of just want to get it perfect now. I know, put a glue dot under there. Glue dot, because glue doesn't seem to help, but a glue dot may. There we go. That looks nice and pretty. And then I'm just gonna do some angled ends on here. I should have put these, I'm in the process of cleaning my Florida scissors right now. They were so gunky, so they're over there getting a bath in some Gooby Gone or Undo, what, I don't know which brand it is. Okay, so there we go. We have a pretty ribbon. Oh no. Oh, I can still pull that. Okay, you get the picture. Okay. Wait, maybe I'll just stick the little, there you go. Pretty ribbon up there. This one's actually, I played around with this one. I really like this one. And like I said, this paper, just mix and match. I think having a neutral color with the flowers just reminds me of baskets with the flowers. So 2 fun cards. Now remember, we just went with a 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2 and 6 3/4. So this was 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 6 3/4, and then that gave me a nice, that gave me a 4 1/4 inch piece to work with, so I could put a 4 by 4 in here. And then my piece that is the easel part, I made it 10 inches and scored it at 5. And my suggestion is glue it first on this back, and when it comes over here, you could trim it here, and then you wouldn't see this, but you really don't see the tone on tone there. And then that made it easy for me to put these strips on here, because I could only need, I only needed 1 inch. I only needed 1 inch. So 1 inch by 4, and then the piece was under there was also 1 inch wide, but it was 3 5/8. But since you're covering up, if you just have a scrap left, you only have to cover up the top portion, because you don't see that other part. But isn't that just delightful? And it is a little shorter than let's see how big it is actually. Okay, it's 5. It's a 1/2 inch shorter, but I think when you look at it, if I would have made it high, I like it. I think the dimensions of it really go well here. Oh, and then what you do for the inside is put a 4 by 4 in there. So I almost forgot to do that. So that is a new bundle coming out. Well, by the time you see this video, it will be out. Online exclusives, if you're looking for this, if you're watching this video and you're looking for that, and you've got your inside there to write your message. You could also use some die cuts from this matching paper in there too, since this is primarily, well, not primarily, it is only a sentiment bundle. It doesn't have images in it. But isn't this a great fun fold? Love it. Look at that, how it stands up. Okay, well, thanks for buzzing by, friends.